Alright guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 back up here for episode number 113 of WWE Turn Alerts, as we now take a look at a heel turn that happened back on September 2nd, 2019 edition of Raw that I did not expect to happen, believe it or not. I'm sure some of you may have and kind of wanted to see, which I would say it was a possibility to happen, but I didn't think it had to be heel direction for the former hugger herself, who no longer gives out hugs anymore. In fact, she doesn't even, have the wacky inflatable tube men anymore either. We'll talk about that as well. And yes, I know this is not her look anymore, but that's how the look was and what I would have been posting if I would have been doing this turn alert back in September. So let's talk about this. So I talked about Sasha Banks last episode of Turn Alert. Now let's talk about Bayley. So, obviously, around this time, the wild card rule was going on. After WrestleMania 35, Bayley was drafted to SmackDown. Sasha Banks, who was still on Raw, again took time off. Sasha came back, and we were waiting to see what would happen when Sasha and Bayley would cross paths again. With the wild card rule being around, there obviously was a chance for Bayley to show up on Raw. She sure enough did. And then, one night on Raw, September 2nd, 2019, forgot the match that exactly what was happening. Can't remember who was all involved with it. But Bayley came out towards the end of the match, kind of like, seemed like she was, interfering with Sasha, saying, hey, what are you doing, old pal? Because, the two of them are apparently best friends. The shocker, though, came. You see, Bayley had a little bit of change of expression on her face. Kind of like looked at Sasha and just smiled slightly. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then Bayley took the chair. And she started attacking Becky Lynch with it, turning heel for the first time in her career. Now, the thing was, people were still confused. They said for about a month, Bayley was still doing the same thing, coming out with the ponytail on, coming out with her, huggable song, with a wacky inflatable tube men, doing her normal entrance and whatnot. Everybody's like, this can't be the case because Bayley is meant to be hated now. How is she supposed to be hated because of this? Well, believe it or not, I actually like how they slowly transitioned Bayley into a heel. Because the whole idea was the fact that she thought that she was still being a role model, how her and Sasha are still friends and nothing has changed. But, obviously she was falling under Sasha's dark cloud, as it felt like being, which led to her going full on heel. I believe it was the SmackDown after, the second SmackDown on Fox. But again, Bayley just kept saying, nothing has changed, guys. I'm a role model and whatnot. Kind of being delusional, thinking she was doing what was right, and she thought that the crowd was behind her. Obviously, she kept doing the heel tactics and slowly, building to, going full-fledged heel. And then she was even cheating to win matches. She even cheated to win at Clash of Champions against Charlotte Flair. And at Hell in a Cell, she lost the title originally to Charlotte. And that's where kind of like Bayley just basically the storyline, I'm not saying her character had rock bottom, but obviously, storyline wise, she finally got slapped in reality. It's like, these people really don't, care about me at all whatsoever. She's just like, I've done all I can for you, basically, she was saying. So then the next episode of SmackDown, which again was the second episode on Fox, the main event was a rematch for the SmackDown Women's Championship from Hell in a Cell. So Charlotte's in the ring. Bayley came out wearing a hoodie to her normal theme song as she would, but then when she put her hands up and the two men came up, she then had a change of expression on her face, took off her hood, revealed she had gotten a haircut, cut off the ponytail, and then she grabbed this sharp wedge thing or something like that. And she starts swatting at all the tube men, cutting them all down. That's when she officially went full-fledged heel. And then she got into the ring, had a match with Charlotte, obviously came across as a total heel in the match, and won. Of course, at the end of the match, when she won back the title, she's been champion ever since, and I believe now she's had the most stays as SmackDown Women's Champion. the longest run at least. Of course, her new theme song was revealed, which is pretty much like a very generic sounding song you just find on like YouTube library or whatnot. And she's been, champion ever since, being a heel. But to me, she's probably been built as the weakest champion, unfortunately, out of everyone else. And I said with the whole thing idea with Sasha Banks being a heel. This whole idea is supposed to be Bayley is supposed to be living under Sasha's dark spell, right? Well, to me, with Bayley being champion and Sasha not really doing anything or winning any matches in God knows how long, it feels like the opposite. It feels like that Bayley is overpowering Sasha in some ways. And again, she's been booked in some really weak feuds because there's been no depth at all in the division. She feuded with Charlotte, then Charlotte went back over to Raw, in the Superstar Shakeup back in October. She was involved in the Triple Threat Women's Survivor Series match, but she basically was just in there just to take the pin, and not have like Shayna or Becky take the pin, which I thought was dumb. It should have been just Shayna and Becky, but we're getting that at Mania, so good there. And then she entered a long, never-ending feud with Lacey Evans, which again, they're trying to force Lacey Evans as a babyface. We'll talk about that later on. She just hasn't really been given much to work with, really. I like that, they're taking a shot with her as a heel for something different. I know she eventually wanted to try being a heel. And I'd say, again, Bayley is trying. I know she's trying. The past year or so, I feel, has been one of the better years she has had in a while, for sure. Been booked better, but she could definitely be booked a lot better if given the right the material to work with. She just recently had probably her best match as champion when she had a match with Carmella like 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Now she's kind of entered a feud with with Naomi, and I'm still hoping they do her and Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. It's got to happen. It has to happen at some point. But yeah, Bayley's a heel, not bad, but I think they could have done better. We'll put it that way. So that's my thoughts on Bayley being a heel, guys. What are your thoughts on heel Bayley, the no longer hugger one anymore? Do you think that she has overpowered Sasha in this heel duo? Or do you think Sasha Banks has? Please leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, be sure to slap a like on my video, subscribe or comment on my channel, follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93, and please stay tuned for more WWE Turn Alert.